So today being Friday, the assignment today is going to be on page 241. The other days I've kind of outlined just what you're going to be doing. Actually, today what I'm going to ask you to do is to do a couple of things. And actually pause the video, give you a chance to work. If you don't get the first part down on page 241, we're doing under the modeling section. If you don't get this part, the rest of the lesson won't go well. So we need to make sure we have down the first one, specifically part A. So as you read this under modeling, encourage you to follow along again on that page. It says one way to store dangerous radioactive material waste is to seal them in containers that are buried in a mine shaft far under their surface. The cube is a shape sometimes used for such a container. So in part A now it says write equations showing how the perimeter P of each face, total surface area SA, and volume V of the storage cubes are related to edge length E. So what you're supposed to do now is write an equation that gives you perimeter. So we're talking about 1A right now. How could you figure out the perimeter for each of the of each face? Write an equation for that. Then secondly, the surface area of a cube, and then also the volume of a cube based on the idea that the cube itself has length, each edge, since it's a cube, they're all the same, is E. So each one of the dimensions is E. So at this point, I'd like you to pause the video, take a couple moments here, and try to write these equations. All right, now that you've tried, here's what you should have come up with. If you think of the first one, if you're thinking of the perimeter of that box, it has, each side is E. So basically your perimeter, is E plus E plus E plus E, which if you simplify it is just 4E. Excuse me. Now we go to surface area of this cube. Well, if you think of this, just this first surface here, its area is E times E, and then there are 6 faces on a cube. More commonly, you'd write this as 6E squared. Now if you want to go to the volume, well, volume is this length times width times height, and in this case, what you have is each one of those is E. So what you actually have is E cubed. So that should be what you came up with for part A. Now part B, what they're asking you to do is to make a table showing the face perimeter, total surface area, and volume of each storage cube for the edge lengths from 0 to 6 feet in steps of 0.5 feet. What they mean by that is to start off with your edges to go from 0. So you're going to make a table here to go 0 and then 0.5, and then you're going 1 and then 1.5, and continue this all the way up to 6. And now for each one of those, find what is the perimeter of that with those dimensions. So if E is 0, what's going to be the perimeter? Kind of pointless in that case, but you get to 0.5, what would be the perimeter. Also do the surface area and volume. So you're going to have a table here of all those. So that's the part they're looking for in part B. So then as you move along and finish that, I would like you to work and then continue on the next pages here. On page 242, you will then work on parts C through E. So those should take you, should be able to finish this within the hour. If time permits, go on to number 2, if you're able to complete that on that same page, if there's enough time. So that's what you have for today. If you need to rewind this or go back at all to get the table or anything, please do.